We Predacons forbid you to watch this video if you are under the age of 13. That means you must click the box and exit the video. Yes. But if you continue to watch, it shall avail you not. No. For now the power gauntlet has been cast. Predacons, terrorize!
One day, all of you are going to be reviewed. You, and you, and you, and you, but you're first.
Well, that's just prime.
Alright guys, so here we have Transmetal Beast Wars Optimal Optimus. And in case you didn't know his name, it even says it right here on his chest. Right there. Optimal Optimus. I love it. I don't know, I love little things like that. But yeah, there's 4 modes to get through. We're going to take a look at his Beast mode first. And honestly, man, I love the way this looks. Now, this is fairly show accurate. The only thing I would say that's arguably questionable is the head sculpt. Not necessarily the way the paint is or where it's laid out or anything like that, but just the head sculpt itself. It is done in like this angry kind of look to it and stuff, but it doesn't really scream like the beast mode, the monkey face off the show, I should say. But I mean, it's the colors there. It is a monkey, so it's technically correct, but it's not correct, I guess, to the animation model is what I'm trying to say. So, but I still love it. I think that's so super cool. All of the colors is basically, none of this ever gets broken up color-wise. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful toy, and it stays exactly like that. There are a few things, kind of, I will say, about this mode and the bot mode that I will say are a bit of a miss. So when he's in either bot mode or ape mode, you can do an A stance, but you don't have any, an ankle rocker here. Now, I mean, this is an older toy. Ankle rockers are not, weren't really that big of a deal back then. But there is no ankle rocker. So if you do the A stance, you're pretty much, he's gonna stand on, he's gonna stand like right here on this part of his foot. Which is something that the newer versions, the Perfect Effect Masterpiece Style one and the modern day Hasbro version of this figure did include. They did include an ankle rocker, but truthfully, I don't think either one really compared to this one. So we do have the, I guess, like the purple chrome whatever here on the arms. And like I said, a lot of the coloring does stay throughout all 4 modes. So you do have right here purple chrome, the blue chrome here, and on the shins, and it matches really, really well. Now, I am missing some accessories and whatnot. I am missing 4 missiles. He's supposed to come with 4 clear missiles, 2 that go on the gun up here, and then 1 for each side of his leg right here to kind of clip in. Gives him some added artillery and stuff. And he's supposed to have just a basic style machine gun that's done in the same color plastic, orange plastic, that he is. I am missing those, but hey, your childhood toys always end up losing something. I'm surprised I still even have the arm shin pieces or whatever. So, but yeah, that's how he looks from the back. Looks really, really cool. And something that you can do in this mode as well, you can also flip the guns around like this for it to go over the beast mode, right? And obviously it makes him have this huge long backpack. And if you don't like that, that's fine. You can fold it down like that. So if you want this pissed off gorilla kind of look, you could totally do that, which I think is cool. But the reason why that you might want to keep it up is to activate his light up effects. Boom. So the guns light up. There is a light right here in the middle of the gun that lights up as well. It lights up yellow, like a light shade of orange, a yellowish color. And there is light piping right here on Optimus Primal. Let me focus. Try and focus. There we go. So there's light piping here on Primal's Beast Mode head. And that light, this middle light, will shine straight through the light piping, lighting up his eyes. It's supposed to, but the camera looks like it's not quite going to let it happen or pick it up with the light. There it is. There it is. So eyes light up this yellow color when you pull it back. And it's what's crazy and cool about this is that the firing mechanism is the light up mechanism as well. So you would pull back on this lever piece right here on the back of the gun, and that's the light up and the firing mechanism. And what's really cool is you can put the missiles in here and light them up kind of like this, like you just barely pull it back a little bit, and that's the light up effect. Okay, and it gives it this light up. It'll light up the missiles, almost like a targeting system kind of thing, and then you pull it all the way back and it will launch the missiles. So I think it's super, super cool, man. I miss toys, truthfully, that have this kind of functionality, the light up features, the missile firing gimmicks, all that other cool stuff. Speaking of missile firing or whatever, or spring loaded, these show, I guess, like forearm pieces, they're spring loaded as well. As you see, you just flip that switch and they pop off. And you can put them right up here if you want to kind of in his beast mode. You can do this in his bot mode as well, and I'll show you guys in his bot mode as well. You can do that. So if you want like this full covered kind of rectangle look to him, you could totally have that as well. It does beef him up quite a bit, as you can see, but I really like the look of him down here for a few different reasons. Mainly because he fits on my shelf. Because I mean, he gets really, really tall in bot mode when you have the forearm pieces up here on his shoulders. So there is some waist articulation here, as you can see, here in this mode. It is hindered, however, by his backpack piece right here, his jet mode cockpit piece, whatever you want to call it. It is hindered a little bit. So he does have a little bit left and right, but not a whole lot. And that's pretty much his monkey mode. Yeah, not really a whole lot to really look at here. I guess size comparison, since this is an older figure, we have right here modern day Voyager class here in a modern day Snapdragon right here. And as you can see, he goes up to about the bottom part of Primal's chest, pec muscle right here, pectoral muscle right there. There's that. Let's see, we got a G1 swindle. As you can see, barely clears the bottom of his kneecap. And let's take a look at how he scales with a modern day Hasbro Deluxe. As you can see, blast off is a little bit on the bigger side of a Deluxe because of his nose cone, but it goes right to his waist. So yeah, that would be the size comparison for Optimal Optimus in his 8 mode. Now let's take a look at, let's say jet mode, because like I said, there's 4 modes of this guy. So let's take a look at his jet mode.
The next level, Transmetals.
New electronic Optimal Optimus, the biggest transmetal ever. Blazing beast mode to tank assault to air attack to plasma cannon robot. 4 modes of disguise, 1 massive size.
Beast Wars Transmetals.
Alright guys, so here we have Optimal Optimus's jet mode. I love this jet mode, absolutely dig it. I mean, everything, as you can see, everything would still work. The firing mechanism still lights up, still fires, still works, all that good crazy stuff. It's actually a really simple transformation to get to. He just pretty much, from beast mode, pretty much sticks his arms out and then lays down. And then the cockpit, whatever, just kind of rotates off of his back and goes over the monkey head and stuff. What I like to do here, just I guess like a bit of a advice or tip, is with these feet back here. You know, you're supposed to tilt them up to kind of, I guess, like give ground clearance or whatever in his truck mode, car mode, whatever. But if you don't do it, the gun tends to sag. And the only thing attaching this gun is this hinge right here. Right there. And it's kind of far back. And as you see, as it's leaning back, it's creating this huge gap right here. So if you guys want to display him in jet mode, I would honestly have the heels like this, kind of supporting the jet mode itself, to kind of help it stay up without any kind of weight or anything. Because there are batteries in here, so if you do have batteries in there, like 2 AA's back here, it does create a lot of extra weight. And it does, you know, just this big piece back here, even on its own without the batteries, is still pretty heavy for this hinge. So I would just, like I said, support it with the heels. And then there you go. It, you know, it helps distribute the weight evenly across the entire gun up here up top. But yeah, his jet mode is very, very cool. Absolutely love it 100%. And here's the thing that I've been doing with a lot of older toys. As you can see, he has a cockpit. And as you can see, he's got a pilot. What is that pilot? That is a Diaclone 2.0 pilot. Yeah, a little 1-inch figure, fully articulated, can fit in his captain's chair and pilot Optimal Optimus. Now I know he is the same color, roughly the same shade of orange, so I'll take him out and show you guys. So yeah, Diaclone 2.0 pilot, piloting Optimal Optimus. This guy, just on a side note, these guys can fit in the Masterpiece Starscream molds, the 1.0 and 2.0. I don't know about the new 3.0 yet, because I don't have that mold. I don't even know if the cockpit's open. But yeah, they will fit in your, I guess now, retro Masterpiece Seekers in the pilot's chair as well. So yeah, there you go. Diaclone 2.0 pilot. So something super, super cool. But yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot to say about the jet mode here, because like I said, he just pretty much lays down and then the cockpit flips over. So yeah, let's move on to his truck mode.
We'll be right back. We're back.
Alright guys, so here we got his car mode, truck mode, vehicle mode, whatever you want to call this thing. Rolling tank of death and destruction incarnate. Yeah, I'll go with that. Let's go with that. So it's pretty much, again, it's pretty much the jet mode syndrome. You know, he just lays down, so these fold over, and to form the, you know, the back wheels and stuff. He does have his beast mode chest come out and reveal these wheels right here from underneath, and these clip in to the wheels right here on either side. And yeah, you do end up having this hole here. That don't bother me. It's whatever. I mean, this, you know, it's an older toy. This really wasn't an adult collectible, if you will, or anything. It wasn't aimed to be that. It's just, you know, for kids to pal around with and have fun with. He does roll pretty bad. But again, there's no rubber on the tires. There's no real traction for him to get or anything else. And as you can see, I just had to adjust it, just the figure, to get all 4 wheels down. He doesn't roll very well, you know, whatever. The firing mechanism back here in the back still works. It's not really hindered by anything, as you can see. And we still got our Diaclone 2.0 pilot just chilling in the cockpit right there, as you guys can see. I don't know, man. This Diaclone thing just kind of really kind of tickles me pink, right? Like, I just absolutely love it. I think it's super cool that an old retro toy like this has that type of modern day play value attached to it. I remember as a kid growing up and always wanting something like a little action figure that could fit in there and stuff. And now that I have one as an adult, I think it's super, super cool. But yeah, you can either turn these however you want. You can bring them forward. You could have like some kind of, you know, razor saw thing. You know, he's going to go cut down some Predacons that are standing in the way. Because, you know, nothing's gonna stand in his way, right? But yeah, so you can also take these off, these plates, and keep them up here again, and just have this giant section back here. It's basically definitely one of those situations where it's your toy, you know, kind of do with it what you want to kind of situations. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, as I said in the jet mode, have the feet support this thing, because again, without it, it's just going to lean back and put a bunch of weight on this hinge back here. So be really, really careful and mindful of that. So, alright, that'll do it for his car mode, guys. What do you say we dig down into his bot mode?
In the beginning came the beasts and all that creeps, crawls, and flies. But nature lies, they're robots in disguise. Beast Wars, the next step in Transformer each sold separately.
Alright guys, so here we have his bot mode. And I gotta say right off the bat, as you can see, I don't have the forearm guard on this side. I actually have it up here, and you can see how much taller that just makes his silhouette, right? Like that is just massive. That's why I tend to keep it down here on his forearm, because this I don't have space for height-wise on the shelf. I mean, that's just insane. Like with the wings and stuff, I have to fold them back like that in order to fit him on the shelf. So, but yeah. But it's definitely something that you can do, and it's definitely a really, really interesting silhouette. I dig the look. I really do. As I party foul and bump the camera, I really dig the look. But like I said, there's just no room for it on the shelf. Again, a lot of his monkey mode, his beast mode and stuff transfers over to this mode. The cockpit is right here on the chest instead. He does have the no ankle rocker thing, but you can get him in a really cool A stance there. Super, super cool. And he's got the Studio Ox butt tires. Now, I don't know if this was an homage to Studio Ox or anything when they designed it. But, I mean, it's there. I'm going to say it is. But yeah, so now what's really cool about this time of the light up feature, I'm going to raise the camera just a little bit because he is a bit taller in this mode than his ape mode. So his ape mode, his eyes lit up yellow because the light is yellow, but here, as you can see, this doesn't light up anything. His head lights up by itself now, and they do light up show accurate green. His eyes do. And you do get the same play value here with the light up missiles kind of targeting system and stuff. But what's even cooler now is like this is more of like a, oh gosh, like the dots and stuff like on guns or whatever. So basically it's kind of, you know, homaging that type of thing where, you know, wherever the dot goes or, you know, the bullet goes kind of thing. But yeah, the eyes light up green now, and I think that's a super cool effect. Like, you know, I love light piping and stuff, but the way they were able to accomplish this, he still even has his head rotation here. And one thing I didn't point out earlier with this section lights up too, which is super badass right here. And that's what lights up. That's the red LEDs for the guns. That's just super cool. I find that super, super cool. I love that. It's just, again, added play value, man. This is just stuff that we don't get anymore. And I think it's a bit of a shame. So yeah, that's his bot mode. And as you can see, if I did have the gun, it would go into his hands and stuff. And unfortunately, I don't have the gun anymore. But from what I do remember about having the gun didn't really fit in his hand properly anyway, because of how his hand had to kind of wrap around the gun and close around the gun. So he had to kind of hold it somewhat awkwardly. It wasn't that good of a fit anyway. So, but yeah. Real quick size comparison with this guy. Again, we'll have a modern day Voyager. As you can see, it still comes up to roughly the same, I guess, same area, but he does, when he transforms, these rotate, and this gets, the gun stacks on top of the 8 mode head kind of situation, or where the 8 mode head sits. So he does end up a bit taller. So modern day Voyager there. modern day deluxe right there. And just like little baby Swindle right there. Super, super cool bot mode here, guys. I love it. It is very show accurate. Mouthpiece or the headpiece and everything's very, very super, super cool. So yeah, let's go into final thoughts. Alright guys, time for final thoughts on this guy. He's just awesome, man. Just super, super cool. Should you guys try and hunt one down, find him, and do all that stuff, should you guys add him to your collection? I will say with these retro figures, as I always do, if you like what you see, absolutely get it for yourself. You know, because there's so much here in this figure that just, you know, there's a lot of nostalgia for me in this figure because, you know, childhood toy, all that stuff accompanies it as well. As you can see, these forearm pieces are a bit of a pain to get in. But yeah, there's a lot of nostalgia here for me. Because, you know, childhood toy, all that good stuff. But I will say again, if you like what you see, get it. There are modern interpretations of this character. So if you feel like this figure is lacking in something, like say, you know, the ankle pivot not being there, maybe he's a little too short, or maybe, you know, his proportions are a little wonky or whatever to you, there are modern day interpretations. Hasbro did one, Perfect Effect did one as well. So in that regard, if, you know, there are versions of the character that you can get that can scratch that itch for you. Another note is, if he's incomplete, if you're gonna buy him and you're gonna buy him incomplete, you just want the figure, you don't care about the accessories or the shin or the forearm guards or whatever. Incomplete can run you anywhere between 30 to 50 bucks, depending on the condition of the chrome and all that stuff. Complete, I've seen this guy go from 75, 80 to up to 120 bucks. So again, it's just, you know, however you want to spend your money on that in that regard, right? So I think he's worth the pickup, absolutely worth the pickup. But I'll say it again, with these older figures, man, it is totally up to you to get it if you like what you see. So I will say, if you like what you see here, absolutely go out of your way to find one. If you don't have an interpretation of Optimal Optimus and you're really not digging the retro toy here, the vintage original Beast Wars Transmetal version here, there are modern interpretations out there, like I said. So maybe hunt one of those down instead. So, but yeah, I think he's freaking awesome. And as always, guys, love all you guys out there. Stay safe, and I will say it again. That's the most important thing, especially right now, is to stay safe. Love all you guys out there, and as always, I'll see you next video, next review, next podcast, next live stream, unboxing, speed run, whatever it is. Whenever it is, I see you guys. Take care until then, and as always, cut it out. Later.